I just need to weigh in quickly here. For any beginner guitarist, there is no wrong way to play guitar, okay? There's no wrong way. There's only your way, okay? A lot of guys are gonna get on your case and keep in mind, these guys are not good at guitar. A lot of guys are gonna tell you how to play, the right technique to play, the right things to play, the right things to study. Don't play it that way. And they're wrong, all right? Because they have no stake in the game. You learning music, you learning guitar, you learning how to write, compose, whatever, perform. You are the only one in the arena, okay? These guys, these chirping on the sidelines, they will not give you the right advice, and they actually have no interest in you being successful. They just want to tell you what to do, what to think, how to play. And your goal as a new guitarist, as a guitarist that's continuing to grow, is that you have to ignore these guys, because these guys literally don't know what they're talking about. Someone was on my case a couple weeks ago about using my thumb, saying it was irresponsible for me to have videos of me using my thumb. To which I replied, there's many pro guitarists that use their thumb, me being one of them. And I say I'm pro because I get paid to play guitar for people. I get paid to play guitar for companies. I get paid. That's professional. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying I'm at a level where other people feel comfortable giving me money to play guitar. That's what pro means, in my mind at least. And he says, you should listen to good guitarists. So it really comes down to he just doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like me sometimes. So I get what he's saying. But the whole point is, like, you're going to get notes like that when you first start off, okay? And I did too. I remember the music store I went to, like every time I went in there, snippy comment from the guy behind the register. Which is so crazy to me, because I was a little kid. I mean, I was like 12 or 13, and he's giving me attitude about strings. Like, I'm just here to buy some strings. Help me out. The door guy, when I first got a manager for my band, the door guy at the venue that I played at a lot, always giving me notes every time I came off stage. He wasn't in a band. He wasn't even a musician. Like, who are these guys? They were all Gen Xers too, and nothing against Gen X, but they certainly had a lot to say. Maybe just because that was the proximity and age. And again, nothing against Gen Xers. I know a lot of you guys are. I mean, I'm practically a Gen Xer with my age. But you need to know that there's no wrong way. There really is not. However you get there. I remember there's this great musician. I mean, he still plays. His name was Andreas Kapsalis. And he broke, I think, both of his hands when he was a kid. And they healed in weird ways. And so he learned how to play guitar like this. He would tap his thumb on it because he couldn't hold it. I think it was his wrist or something got injured, terrible injury. And so he learned how to play it like this. And by hitting it and then pulling it, and then he would also play it, I think, flamenco style. Awesome guitarist. Is that wrong? Absolutely not. Like when Eddie Van Halen first did tapping, was that wrong? Like, no, like that was just a technique. When Hendrix put his thumb over to get certain chords, to do the thing, that the very thing that that guy thought was irresponsible. Is that wrong? Like, you're not wrong. Trust me. Keep trying. Keep going. Like, and for those of you who are in a position of power, in a position of leadership, if you see someone trying to learn, you please be encouraging to them, right? Be encouraging. Try to help them out. Say that you're doing great. Not, this is what you should look at. Not, this is how you need to start practicing. It's like, just keep going, man. Keep trying, keep practicing, keep having shows, right? Keep writing, keep recording. Just encourage them to keep trying, because giving up and being foolish. I mean, there's so many times in my musical career where I listened to people who didn't have any interest in my success. And it held me back for years. I mean, and the last time I put myself out there, the reason why I took like an 8-9 year layoff from music is because I took the advice of guys who didn't care about me. And I thought they were my friends, to be honest. They were not my friends. And they made sure that I would not advance myself musically. And I took their advice to heart, and I stopped playing music. And I'm kicking myself for that. If I could go back then, I would grab myself by the collar and I would shake myself, be like, you idiot, they don't care if you succeed. They don't care. Like, they're not invested. You are the only one who will benefit from your success. They will not benefit. And in fact, they don't want you to succeed. Because if they did, they wouldn't be speaking like this to you. And so that's why I get worked up about this, because of the mistakes that I've made. I listen to these idiots and these blowhards to no advancement of my own, because I was afraid, and they could see that I was timid and I was scared, and they exploited that, and I let them do that. Again, it's not their fault. It was my fault for listening to them. It was my fault for not being courageous. I mean, and that's the entire reason I started this channel, because like, I'm going to create the things that I want for what I want, when I want, and I don't want to be beholden to anyone, with the exception of a sponsor here and there. But like, I've never gotten a note from a sponsor. In fact, every sponsor, they said, make whatever you want, which I'm like, great. I'm going to make some goofy video about a guitar being possessed. But actually, that wasn't sponsored, that first one. So and I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but it's really important to think about that, is that there are people in your life who are going to try to advance your career. I want to advance your career. I don't know you, but I want you to get better at music. If you can't see that in my face, like, I don't know what else to tell you, but I swear, if you're playing guitar, I really want you to get better. And I know you can, you just can't quit. And you also cannot listen to the people that don't want you to succeed. And this isn't like a, there are snakes out there. That's like way too indulgent. It's way too narcissistic to think about it that way. I'm saying there's people that are not going to try to help you, and you have to not listen to them, because there's no wrong way to play guitar. The only wrong thing you can do is stop playing. I will say this, on the other side, you have to practice a lot. You have to practice really hard, and you have to be okay with being embarrassed publicly on stage. You have to be okay with getting the worst feedback you've ever gotten when you put yourself out there creatively, when you record a song, you put out a stupid video. These things are going to happen, but the more you're okay with embarrassment and humiliation, the less it'll sting. And eventually, people will stop critiquing you. They'll say, I love your stuff. I want to hear more of it. And this is where you can get. And maybe you're already there, which is great. I'm just trying to help some of you who are probably like thinking, like, should I quit? Is this even worth it? It's worth it. Music is worth it. Music is one of the very few things in life that is worth it. Like music, family, God, obviously. So it's like, but I'm just talking about like a personal endeavor. A personal endeavor to get better at music is so important, and the benefits you get from it will be beyond anything that you could imagine. So don't quit, don't listen to these bozos, and I'll see you on the internet.